Hello, friends. Welcome to Quizark, a venture to know something new every day and delve deeper into trivia. And this video is the live recording of the mains of FunGen, the fundraiser general quiz organized by Quizark on the 13th of June 2021. So let's begin.
So, this is perhaps the only mainstream Bollywood movie whose subplot revolves around the Northeast India. The protagonist of the movie is sent to Assam to cover a festival. He notices a girl at the railway station, again in Silchar, and then at the post office. Which award winning movie, known for its non linear storytelling, is this? Which was incidentally a huge hit in UK, USA, and Japan. This is the question. It would be direct to team number one. Everyone can send me a pounds 15 seconds from now. Okay, 15 seconds are over. I won't be accepting pounces, any more pounces. Nobody has pounced. So this is direct to team number one. Team number one, what would be your answer?
Pass. I don't know.
Passing. Okay, passing to team number two. Team number two, Akash, you want to take a crack on it?
Yeah, I'll also pass.
He will be passing to team number three, Sutej.
Is it Mohabbatein? Shah
Uh,
Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan.
no, it's not Mohabbate. Good guess, though. Moving over to team number four.
No idea. Tango Charlie.
Tango Charlie. No, not Tango Charlie. Team number five.
Pass.
Passing to team number six.
No clue. Pass.
No clue. Okay, let's see if the answer hits. So this is Dil Se. This is Dil Se, one of the very few Bollywood movies which has the Northeast India in the timeline. Since I found that Northeast is usually ignored in the quizzes, so I thought of starting around the questions with the Northeast. Okay, so nobody getting any point on this question. So this will be direct to team number two. Second question direct to team number two coming up on your screens now. So Rishi Kashyapa is said to be the founder of Kashmir, and the state itself is believed to be named after him. After spending some time in Kashmir, Kashyapa is said to have traveled westwards with some of his followers to a new land, which was initially a marshland. The land also had a large water body on the shores of which Kashyapa used to meditate, perform yagyas, etc. Due to this, it is believed that Kashyapa became the eponym of this water body. Eventually, his followers settled there, and the present inhabitants of the area are considered to be their descendants. What is this water body known as in the present day? So please bear in mind that this is not a factual question. This is believed to be like some myth story like that. So your pounds time will start now. I got 1 pounds from team number four. Pounds will be closing, and pounds is closed. No more pounces. So direct to team number two. Team number two, you want to take a crack? Team number two, Akash.
Just screen went off for me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Akash, team number two, I won't be able to give you any more time.
Yeah.
So team number three, do you want to guess? What is this?
Don't think so. It's west of Kashmir, but still Kailash Mansarovar.
Kailash Mansarovar is a good guess, but unfortunately not the right answer. Moving on to team number 4 has bounced. Team number 5.
I'll
Team number 5?
I'll pass.
You will pass. Team number 6.
All right, you're talking about a west river body, so I think it should be Narmada. Yeah, Narmada.
No, I was not talking about west of India actually. Okay. Team number 6 and passing on to team number 1.
Is it Dal Lake?
No, unfortunately, it's not Dal Lake. The names and the geography might have given you some clue. I think it was direct for team number 2, right? So yeah, okay.
Yeah, is
so
it
I'll
Caspian
be
Sea?
going for the answers now. This is Caspian Sea from Kashyap. Caspian from Kashyap, Rishi Kashyap. Vikas, team number 4, gave it
Wonderful.
perfectly correct on the pounds. He gets a plus 10 on this. Question number 3 would be to team number 3. Question number 3 coming up. Okay. This product
The
launched.
screen is small now. Andri.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. This product, launched in 2015, was initially a test product launched by the firm. This was the firm's first venture in this category. Launched without any marketing, the product quickly gained a cult following through the word of mouth marketing. The excessive demand caused by the public frenzy towards this unique tasting product caused stockouts in multiple locations. The firm was able to meet only 60 to 70% of the demand, and sellers raised prices by almost 50% in several locations. The firm eventually sold around 1 billion units in the first year. What is the product being talked about? I will open the pounds window now.
Team 2 bounced already.
Team 2 has bounced. Team 2 has bounced. I have got team 2's bounce.
Yeah, one.
Team 1 has bounced. I have received team 1's bounce. And the bounce window is closed. Bounce window is closed. I have received 2 bounces. So this is direct to team number 3. Team number 3, what is your answer?
So is it fidget spinner?
Fidget spinner, not the correct product category. It passes on to team number 5. Team number 5, do you want to guess?
No, I guess it's 4. It was third question.
Oh yeah, sorry. Team number 4 hasn't bounced. Team number 4, do you want to take a guess?
I'm gonna pass. Pretty clueless. Pretty sure it's a tech product, but I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Moving on. Team number 5.
Is this the lipstick brand what's her name? Kylie Jenner.
Lipstick brand by Kylie Jenner. That is a very good guess actually, but unfortunately, no, it's more ubiquitous than that. Moving to team number 6. Team number 6, do you want to take a guess?
Well, I initially thought it should be Freedom given by US, but it's so 1 billion.
No, it didn't sell even a single
No.
copyright.
Yeah.
So, what would be your guess?
Pass. No.
Passing. Okay, team number 1, team number 2 has bounced. So the answer is the Pulse candy. The Pulse candy is sold so many pieces that it caused a stock out in most places. So team number 1 and team number 2 get it absolutely correct on the pounds. So the next question would be direct to team number 4. So several theories exist for this, including a popular one, which asserts that it was a result of target practice with cannonballs by Napoleon Bonaparte's troops in his campaign in a foreign land. However, the most widely accepted theories point towards iconoclasm beginning in the 10th century. What is being talked about? A violent rejection of a marriage proposal in a TV series, which found new life last year, might serve as a clue. And your pounds window starts now. I have received 2 pounces from team number 1 and team number 5. And the pounds window is closed. So this will be direct to team number 4. Team number 4, what would be your answer?
Pretty much gonna pass. No idea.
No idea. The last line was given as a hint. Okay, passing on to, I have received pounces from team number 5. So team number 6.
I think the proposal should be this.
I didn't get you. Could you please repeat?
Pass. Yeah, basically I said that I know what the violent rejection was Shurpanakha in Ramayana. I'm not sure about what
Okay,
is
you are not able to
what's
find
that.
that.
So,
Okay. Passing on, team number 1 has pounced. Team number 2. Team number 2.
I'll say this is something to do. I'll say this is something to do with the Ram Setu or the border, which are there between India and Sri Lanka.
Okay. No, that is not the correct line of thinking. This was okay. Team number 3. What would be your guess?
I guess it is something to do with surgery of nose, something like that. A
And
term
what,
for nose type.
what could that be?
Um, can't not a pinpoint answer. But,
Okay. Okay. So I will.
nose spin.
It has got something to do with the nose, and it is the Sphinx's nose. So it's thought, like there is a theory that maybe Napoleon had broken the Sphinx's nose. Team number 1 gets it correct in the pounds. Unfortunately, team number 5 gets a negative -5, and no points for anyone else. Okay, so the next question would be direct to team number 5. Okay, this billionaire entrepreneur and technologist, about whose creation X most of you might have heard, is a lifelong supporter of a certain football club, Y. Recently, he had expressed an interest in buying Y for a huge sum of money, but the owners rejected his offer. What is X and Y? There is no points for guessing the name of the billionaire. So look into the words which have been put inside the 2 quotes and give me an answer. Pounds window starts now.
I have pounced already.
Yeah, team number 4 has pounced. And the pounds window will be closing right about now. Okay, so I got 1 pounds and it is direct to team number 5. Team number 5, what would be your answer?
Is this Spotify and Arsenal?
This is indeed Spotify and Arsenal. And the billionaire, name of the billionaire?
Daniel.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Perfectly worked out. by team number 5 and perfectly worked out by team number 4 in the pounce. This is indeed Daniel Ek and Arsenal. So since team number 5 gave the correct answer, the next direct would be to team number 6. So in 1943, a group of American military wives lived together at Eagle Pass, Texas. To avoid seclusion at the military base, they often wandered to nearby towns, one of which was Piedras Negras in Mexico. One day, these women ventured to the Victory Club restaurant. The maitre d' Ignacio Dash Anaya was happy to meet them, but unfortunately the chef was away. He didn't want them to just leave, so he decided to improvise with some jalapenos, grated cheese, and tortilla chips. So this is believed to be the origin story of which famous snack. Your pounce time starts now. I have received 2 pounces
Yeah, pounds,
from
5 pounds.
team number 5 and team number 4.
Sorry, 4.
Yeah. The pounds window is over. It was direct to team number 6. Team number 6, what would be your...
Here said Japanese created cheese and tortilla. I think it should be nachos.
Yeah, nachos. That is absolutely correct. You know your food, and you get a plus 10 for that. Team number 6 gets a plus 10. So next question would be direct again to team number 1. Okay. So playing for the New South Wales Blues, Aaron Bird was a fast bowler who last played a Big Bash match in 2010, where players would often wear their nicknames on their jerseys. In a particular match, he caused a small controversy when he used his nickname Flu on the jersey, a reference to bird flu. He was ordered by the Big Bash League never to have his nickname again. There is some funda going on. You need to tell me why was he told that he cannot use this name. Your pounce window starts now. I got
Team 2 pounds.
team 2. Yeah, I got a pounce for team 2. I got a pounce from team 5. Team 5, you need to be more specific. I will give you one chance. Team 5, you need to be more specific about your answer. I got it from team 6 has pounced. Team 5, I am looking for a keyword which is missing in your pounds.
4 pounds, and is that okay? Like, do you need more?
Okay, I will consider that. Okay, yeah, I have received pounces from team 4, team 2, team 5, and team 6. Okay, so it's a direct to team number 1. Sorry?
I'm sorry, does team 5 tell me their answer? Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So yeah, direct to team number 1. Team number 1, what is your answer?
I think KFC was the sponsor. One of the sponsors.
Okay, and they had an issue with bird flu because of the whole chicken thing. That is absolutely correct. Team number 1. So his name got him into trouble, and almost everyone gets it on the pounds. Yeah. So team number 2 gets a plus 10. Team number 4 gets a plus 10. Team number 5 gets a plus 10. And team number 6 gets a plus 10. Great. Great answering, everyone. So next question would be direct to team number 2. Okay. In the UK, there exists a special kind of pedestrian crossing in which both pedestrians and cyclists can cross together. For naming the crossing, a popular bird's name was used as a pun to the specialty of the crossing. So these crossings are wider at 4 meter instead of the 2.8 meter ordinary crossings. Which bird's name gives the crossing its name? Okay, so your pounce window starts now. I got a pounce from team number 5. I got a pounce and the pounce window is closed. So I got a pounce from team number 4 as well, from team number 5. Okay, I got 3 pounces. So this is direct to team number 2. Team number 2, what is your answer?
I'll say this is toucan. So I mean the pun would be toucan.
Toucan, exactly. You got the pun and the name absolutely correct. This is the toucan crossing. So team number 2 also gets a plus 10 on this. Great quizzing. Next.
Excuse me, did you get team 6's points?
Team 6, yeah, team 6. I got team 6's points. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Next question would be direct to team number 3. At the age of 62, her husband asked her to move out of his house with her 3 sons to a little shanty in a neighboring house. Reacting with uncharacteristic venom, she challenged him. Vakil Saab, if I go to court, you will never be able to wear your black coat again. After she won, the Bahrain educated lawyer took it as a personal insult and hung up his black coat for good. How do we know the wife? Your pounce window starts now. Pounce window closing. I got just 1 pounce from team number 6. I got just 1 pounce from team number 6. And the question would be direct to team number 3. Team number 3, what would be your answer?
Pass.
Team number 3 is passing. Team number 4.
I'll take a guess there. The wife is Nirmala Sitharaman to Prabhakar.
Nirmala Sitharaman, that's a good guess because they are usually having openly they're bantering against each other. That's a good guess, but no. Moving on to team number 5.
I'll pass.
5 passing, 6 pounds. So moving to team number 1.
Is it that Shai Banu verdict?
Yes. Do you want to improve on the name? Okay, I'll give it to you. This is the Shah Banu verdict, and that is indeed the correct answer. Team number 6 getting it absolutely correct on the pounce. Moving on to the next question, which will be direct to team number 2. So in his autobiography,
Direct to 4.
no, team number 1 answered it correctly, right? On
Oh,
the
that's how
bounce.
we're going on the pound.
Yeah. So team number 1 answered it correctly on the bounce. So next would be to team number 2. In his autobiography, X said the name Y was from an opera libretto and sounded just right when he was told about it. Elsewhere, he said the name sounded like a buzzing insect, hovering, darting, stinging. Time magazine helped launch the word in plural form in English in 1961 in a feature calling them a ravenous wolf pack. Who is X? The famous director, one of whose movies had a similar sounding character. And what is the word Y? So if you are pouncing, I would need both the parts. The pounce window will start now.
Team to sponsorship is making.
Okay. I got a pounce from team number 6, and the pounce window is closed. I got the pounce from team number 2 right in time. Okay, so 2 people pouncing, team number 2 and team number 6. Direct to team number. This was a direct to team number 2, right? Yeah, this was directed to, so you didn't have to pounce. Anyways, so since you have already given out the answer, do you want to mention it on the call? Team number 2. Team number 2 is Akash.
Yeah, I already found it.
Yeah, like it was a direct, so you didn't have to pounce. So please.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess direct goes on team 4.
No, actually, the one who gets the correct answer, the question would be like the next question would be to the person next to him. So team number 1 answered it correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, so team number 2 would get the direct.
Yeah, so director is Fellini and the word is paparazzi.
Exactly, the director is Fellini, the word is paparazzi. So team number 6 gets it correct on the pounce, and team number 2 gets it correct on the direct. Moving on to question number 11, which would be direct for team number 3. Incident 1 is involving Shane Warne during the Tsunami welfare match between ICC World 11 and Asia 11. Shane Warne, at the end of 49.5 overs of the first innings, ran to the pavilion, presuming the overs quota was completed. Incident 2 is involving Glenn McGrath. During the first ever T20 international match between Australia and New Zealand, McGrath rolled the last ball of the innings to Kyle Mills as an underarm delivery. So you need to connect these 2 incidents. These are the only 2 specific incidents. Your pounce window starts now.
Team 2 is pouncing.
Team 2 is pouncing, okay. Okay, the pounce window is closed. Team 2. Okay. Do you want to improve on your answer, team 2? I need just one keyword. Okay. Great.
Thanks.
Awesome. So this is a direct to team 3. Team 3. What is your answer?
Hello. I'm sorry. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
So team 3 now.
Yeah, team 3.
So these are the only 2 incidents where red card was shown by the
amazing. That is a brilliant track. Red cards in cricket, and Billy Bowden was behind both of these card showings. This obviously didn't have any repercussions, but indeed a brilliant crack by team number 2 on the pounce and team number 3 on the direct. Amazing crack. Moving on to next question will be to team number 4. In 1855, an entrepreneurial Scotsman named Edward Abraham X set up a brewery in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh to cater to the British requirement of cheap beer. This brewery changed hands and became a distillery by the name of Y Private Limited. Although very popular in 2013, the signature product of Y lost its rank to Z. So IDX, which is the surname, Y, which is the new name, and Z, another brand. So there will be no brownie points for guessing the signature products. In pounds, I would need all 3 parts. Okay. Since this is the longest question, I will give some more time for the pounds. The pounds window starts now. Okay, so the pounce window has closed. I don't see any pounces. It's direct to
Ali, do
team.
you have PowerPoints on the bounce?
Yeah, part points would be on the bounds, but not on the pounds. On pounds, I would need all the parts.
Okay.
Okay.
So, can I go?
Yeah. Team number 4. What would be your answer?
Yeah. So this is Edward Abraham Dyer from the Jallianwala Bagh, the guy's father, and
Okay.
Y would be Mohan Meekin Private Limited.
Okay.
And Z here is Old Monk losing to McDowell's number 1. So Z would be McDowell's number 1.
Amazing. Brilliantly worked out. All the parts perfectly worked out, and plus 10 well-deserved points to team number 4. So this is indeed General Dyer, Y is Mohan Meekin, and Z is McDowell's number 1. Brilliantly cracked. So this brings us to the end of round 1. Let's sorry. So the first question is coming up on your screens now. Can you see the?
Not visible.
Yeah. Is it visible? Nobody is pouncing, nobody is buzzing. So I'll give you a hint. The third,
Something about the left pick, because the left pick is like we are not able
the left pick is blurry. Yes, I couldn't find a better photo actually. So I will tell something about the rightmost photo. So this is in relation to a certain character that this person is supposed to play in a movie which will be coming out. Okay. And so in the answer, in the connection, I want the name of a person who might be connected to all the 3. So the person on the left is connected in some way. The person on the right is said to play that person who is the connect. And the logo in the middle, which all of you must have identified, has to do something with that person. So I will say the company.
Exact name of that person.
Okay, buzz. Rehan, team number 5 has buzzed. What is the answer? Team number 5.
This is the origin of the Dil Mange Moor wala tag?
Ye Dil Mange Moor is the tagline. Yes, you need to give me the correct.
He's supposed to play, I think, Vikram Batra in the movie Sher and he started our dialogue. I don't know.
Okay. That is absolutely brilliant. That is the connect. The connect is Captain Vikram Batra, and how is explained here. So when Captain Vikram Batra last came home on leave from the army in 1999 during the Holi festival for a few days, during that time he went to a cafe for a coffee. He met his best friend and later on fiancée Dimple Chima, who is the person who you see on the leftmost part. She was his fiancée, and he said that I will either come back after raising the Indian flag in victory or return wrapped in it, but I will come back for sure. Again, Vikram Batra is known for the slogan "Ye Dil Mange More," and then Siddharth Malhotra is playing Vikram Batra in the biopic Sher Shah. So that was brilliantly worked out by team number 5, full 10 points. So the rules of the round are clear, I guess. And question number 2. Okay, question number 2 coming up on your screens right now. Okay. Vikas, team number 4 has buzzed. Vikas, what would be your connect?
I'm going to take a risk and say T.
T. Can you, would you bother to explain how?
I only know that the picture on the right is Lipton, so that's Lipton tea from the Lipton supermarket. So I'm going to use that and say these are all people whose names have come.
Okay. That is a risk you took, and your risk has paid off. This is indeed P. The photos which you see are Earl Grey on the left. Earl Grey. Then on the second would be Arthur Brooke of Brooke Bond fame. And the rightmost, as correctly pointed out by team number 4, is Thomas Lipton, So the overall connect was T, absolutely brilliantly cracked by team number 4. And we will be moving on to the next connect. Everyone is ready, I guess. And the next question is coming up on your screen right now. Yeah. Okay, I got a buzz. This was a real close buzz. And team number 1 has buzzed first. Team number 1, what is your answer? RK Lakshman. Okay, what would be your what would be your connect?
He designed the Asian Paints logo, Deccan logo, and his brother RK Narayan wrote Malgudi Days.
And about the third one?
Third one is that logo is also common.
Air Deccan Common Man. Asian Paints, not the logo, but the mascot. Gattu was done by RK Lakshman. So the overall connect would be RK Lakshman. That is a brilliantly worked out by team number 1. RK Lakshman designed Gattu. He did the sketches for his brother for the television adaptation of Malgudi Days. And the common man is indeed the logo, is the mascot of Air Deccan. We are halfway through the round. All the 3 questions have been answered. Really great going. Question number 4 coming up on your screens right about now. Yeah, I got a buzz from team number 1. Team number 1, what would be your answer? You don't need to identify the...
Anyway, it was a mistake. Anyway, my guess is something to do with Mankading.
Something to do with Mankading. Okay. Unfortunately, that is a wrong guess, and you will earn yourself a -5 on that. The person on the left is indeed Vinu Mankad. So no points on the line. Anyone else would be trying to hazard a guess? The person on the left has been correctly pointed out is Vinu Mankad. The other 2 are some famous players of yesteryears. So all of them did something which is like very specific in the history of cricket. Anyone wants to guess?
I mean, since it's Mankad, like the best opening partnership in cricket. I think Mankad had
no. As a hint, I might say that Ravi Shastri came quite close to be on the list, but he missed it by like 1 point, as I might say.
Slowest innings ever.
Sorry?
The slowest test innings.
No, not really. So I will go to the answers. These are the only 3 players who have batted in all 3 positions in Test cricket.
Nice.
So Ravi Shastri did 10, and these 3 are Vinu Mankad, Wilfred Rhodes, and Sid Gregory. So they have batted in all 11 positions in cricket. Sadly, team number 1 got a negative in this question, and we will move on to the penultimate question of this round. Okay. One from the movies. Take a crack. If anyone is not giving any answer, then I will start with the hints. Okay. Team number 6. Team number 6
I'm just taking a wild guess. The characters who played Dumbledore, since I think that's Michael Gambon and that's Jude Law. So
Amazing. Brilliantly worked out by team number 6. These are indeed all the actors who have played Albus Dumbledore. Richard Harris, Michael Gambon, Jude Law, and Toby Regbo. Toby Regbo played the young Dumbledore in the 6th movie. Jude Law in the Fantastic Beasts, right? Okay. The last question of the connect round is coming up on your screens now. Sorry. Okay, yeah. The last question, also the hardest one of the lot. Take a deep look into the figures and come up with an answer. It's not apparent, it's a bit tangential. The links are a bit tangential, or a bit divergent. So as a hint, I would say I would want a person as the answer. The name of a person as the answer. You might recognize the person on the left. He played a very famous character in a very famous TV show. The middle one is a certain club which was set up. If you look closely, this is actually a still from a movie which is trying to recreate that. If you see closely, you can find some familiar looking faces. And the right one has to do with some names, names related to this person. Any guesses? So the person I'm looking for, the answer is, this would be a very giveaway kind of a hint, is an author, I would say. He's a very famous author.
You said he.
I said he, yes. Team number 6.
George R. R. Martin. George R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin was an obvious guess, but that was the trick in the question as well, which is not sadly the correct answer.
Is it Jeffrey Archer?
Correct answer is Charles Dickens. How? Harry Lloyd, who played Viserys, is the great grandson of Charles Dickens. I said the question is tangential. Dickens not only named many of his 10 children after his favorite authors, but he also appointed nicknames to them like Skittles, Lucifer, and all that. And Charles Dickens is said to have been the founding member of the Ghost Club of London, along with Conan Doyle. So in the photo, if you look clearly, there is representation of Charles Dickens in the movie, right? So nobody could crack this.
So basically, just out of curiosity, what are they doing on the table? Is it some sort of
most probably a summoning of some sort, since it's a ghost club. Most probably that. Okay. So the answer was, the connect I was looking for was Charles Dickens. Okay. This round, after this round, let's do a quick roundup of the scores. Team number 1 got 1 correct and 1 negative, so they're at 45. Team number 2 at 50. Team number 3 at 10. Team number 4 at 60. 5 at 65. And
no, I'm
6
at 70.
also.
I got one right.
Yeah, you are at 60, right?
No, 70. 60 in the last round and 10 in this round.
Okay, sorry. 60 and 70. Team number 4 is at 70. Team number 5 is at 65. And team number 6 got 1 correct, 1 wrong. So at 45. Team number 6 is at 45. Great. So that brings us to the last round. So this is almost similar to the first one, but this is what I call a fun gen round. So the questions would be more of audio visual based, like audio, video, and photos. Okay. So this is also again played in the same manner. So you have to pounce, and you have to pounce in my WhatsApp. Okay. And I will give you 15 seconds to pounce on the questions. Okay. So we will begin with team number 6 this time. Team number 6, you're direct and open to everyone on the pounce. Question number 1. So this tortoise, whose name literally translates to non-duality, breathed his last in 2006. He became known as X's pet, and it is believed that he was one of the 4 tortoises gifted to X. Although the tortoise believed to be the oldest terrestrial animal in the world, X lived only to the age of 49 and reportedly died in an opium addict. So what is the name of the tortoise, which translates to non-duality, and who is X, to whom it was gifted? The window would start now. and the pounds window will close in 3.
So who is the person, right?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, gone. So I got only 1 pounds from team number 5, and it is open to team number 6. Team number 6, what would be your answer?
Yeah. So, and it is believed that he was one of the 4 tortoises connected to X.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the name of that person. Just a second. Yeah. In the company. Robert Clive.
Robert Clive.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He was gifted for tortoise, but I'm not sure if but this tortoise patent is lost in 2006. So I'm not.
So your guess for X is Robert Clive, and what would be the answer for the name of the tortoise?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. Team number 5. Would you want to build up on the answer?
5 pounds.
Sorry, 5 as pounds. So team number 4.
I think this is probably Charles Darwin. This is like tortoise and Galapagos, which was given to Charles Darwin. Opium addict by that. I think the name is Harriet. I'm not sure.
Harriet and Charles Darwin is your answer. Passing on to team number 3.
Pass.
Passing on to team number 2.
I'll say the name would be Advait because no duality, and X would be like team 6 at Clive.
Robert Clive. Team number 2 gets it absolutely correct on the bounds. So you get a plus 10. And team number 6 mentioned Robert Clive, so you get a plus 5. Sadly, team number 5 also went on the lines of team number 4 and said Harriet and Darwin, which is unfortunately the wrong answer. So you get a minus.
Funny because I think Darwin's tortoise died around midnight.
Okay.
I think the timeline fits very.
Timeline fits. Okay, that was.
There's no way I'm able to look at the picture and say whose tortoise it is.
Exactly. You cannot leave a tortoise for the photo. You had to work out from the clues given.
Yeah, I think Advaita was a good clue. And
yeah. Okay. So great. Brilliantly worked out by team number 2 and team number 6 partially. Moving on to the next question. So you will watch a little clip. And this was used as a tribute to a certain person. So I will play this video, and after that I will open the pounds window. Okay.
Until you finish it, it will always be.
So this video was a tribute to a certain person, and your pounds window starts right now. And the pounds window is over. So this would be direct to team number 1. Team number 1. Do you want to?
Team number 1 or 5?
Team number 1, because team number 2 guessed it correctly. So give the answer on the bounce, and we are moving anti-clockwise. So team number 1, direct to team number 1.
This is Charles Dickens. Just a guess.
Charles Dickens, you are guessing. Moving over to team number 6.
I said Beatles.
What do you say? Beatles.
Yeah.
Beatles. No. That is also not correct. Team number 6.
Yeah. No.
Okay. There are hints in the video itself. Team number 5.
I'll also pass.
4.
Pass. No.
3,
Pass.
and it was a direct to team number 1, right? Team number 2. Sorry.
I guess Robin Williams. That's
No, not Robin Williams. Okay, no team able to crack the question. So I will play the answer, which is also in the form of a video.
Unfinished. Of all the words you could use to describe La Sagrada Familia, brown, pointy, weird, the one that really seems to stick is unfinished. Why? Because on June 7th, 1926, the architect, Antoni Gaudi, whose beard was also brown, pointy, weird, and unfinished, was run over by a bus.
Okay, so this was a tribute to the architect Antonio Gaudi, who was the architect of the La Sagrada Familia, the biggest unfinished piece of architecture in the world, which is said to be still in the building phase. Okay, no one.
Not showing the La Sagrada, but like the words that came after.
Yeah, the words that came after was there. Like I cropped it right from this slide. The face is shown, and after that, the bus was a kind of a hint to how Gaudi died. He was run over by a bus like that. Okay, moving on to the next question, which would be direct to team number 6 again, right? Team number 6. Okay. In one of the earliest attempts of using the internet to promote a movie, the writers and directors of this movie created real missing person posters, made a mockumentary, and maintained a website which adds further details to the legend. And it all worked really well, as the movie grossed nearly $250 million worldwide on a budget of only $60,000 US, making it the most successful independent movie of all time. Which is the movie? Your pounds window starts now. I have received pounds from team number 4 and team number 5. The pounds window will close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pounds window closes. It's a direct to team number 6. Team number 6, what would be your answer?
I'm just looking at how you look at the question. No idea, pass.
Team number 5 has pounced, team number 4 has pounced, so team number 3.
I guess I know this.
Blair Witch Project is indeed the correct answer, which used the internet for the first time.
I didn't know the specific movie.
Okay. But then again, brilliantly worked out by team number 3. That is indeed the Blair Witch Project. Next question would be a direct to team number 2.
I think I know not the.
Okay.
He's left. You want to check with him?
Yeah. Just a minute. Okay, yeah. Team number 1, Anup, are you there? Yeah. Right. Okay. So I think there was some network glitch on team number 1's side. No issues. Sorry, I won't be able to consider your pounds, as it came to me after I gave the answer, or after the answer was discussed. So both team number 4 and team number 5 get a plus 10 on the pounds, and team number 3 gets a plus 10 on the direct. Sorry, no, not direct. It was It was a bounce, right?
Bounce.
Right. Yeah. So next question will be direct to team number 2. Team number 2, your direct question is coming up on the screen right now. So I will play a video and you have to tell me which place is this and like where is this place and what is it commonly known as. I would need both answers for a bounce. Okay, and the bounce window I will be closing in 10 seconds. I have received 2 bounces and the bounce will close in 3, 2, 1 and go. So I received bounces from team number 4 and team number 3. Team number 2, it is your direct.
So this is called Doorway to Hell or Gate to Hell, and this is in Turkmenistan.
Amazing, brilliant answer. You knew all the parts. That fetches you 10 marks. Team number 3 also gets a 10. Team number 4 also gets a 10. All brilliantly worked out. Next question would be direct to team number 1. This was the doorway to hell or doorway to in Turkmenistan. So I will play a audio clip. You need to identify the voice and give that as your answer. So team number 1, this is direct to you. Everyone, it's open to you on the bounce. It starts right about now.
2011 में चलती ट्रेन से मुझ में बदमाशों ने एक गोल्ड चेन पहनी थी. चलती ट्रेन से मुझे उठा के बाहर फेंक दिया था. लखनऊ से दिल्ली आ रहे थे. कंपार्टमेंट में बहुत सारे जनरल कंपार्टमेंट था, बहुत सारे लोग थे. किसी ने मना नहीं किया. एक प्लेयर का जो स्पिरिट होता है वो अपने आप जब कोई छीनने की कोशिश करता कुछ भी वो देता नहीं है. मेरे में भी था, मैंने मना किया और उन्होंने मुझे चलती ट्रेन से वो 4-5 मिनट में बाहर फेंका. दुर्भाग्य ये था कि उसी समय दूसरी ट्रैक से ट्रेन आई और मैं ट्रेन में टक.
Yeah, just identify the voice and your bounce window will close in 10 seconds. I got a bounce from team number 6. Bounce window closes in 3, 2, 1 and gone. Okay, so direct to team number 1. Direct to team number 1. Team number 1, you are not audible. Like, hello.
Is it Arunima Sinha, the mountaineer?
Yes, indeed. This is Arunima Sinha, the mountaineer, telling her life story of how she lost her legs. And team number 6 brilliantly cracked it. Team number 4 unfortunately went with a similar sounding person, Kangana Ranaut, and is getting a -5 on this one. Okay. Next question would be direct to team number 6. Team number 6, your direct is this one. So you need to identify. No. There are 12 questions. There are 12 questions. There are 6 questions. Okay. So you need to identify the device from the schematic diagram. The bounce window is open now. Bounce window will be closing in.
Team 2 is bouncing.
Team 2 is bouncing in 3, 2, 1 and go. So team number 6.
I found it second later.
Yeah, this is indeed the lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
Yeah, from the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people are getting this right. Team number 5 gets it right, plus 10. Team number 1 gets it right, plus 10. Team number 2 gets it right, plus 10. Team number 4 gets it right, plus 10. Brilliantly worked out by everyone. Moving on to the next question, which will be directed to team number 5. Okay, so there is a XKCD comics. You need to fill in the blank. General, Italian forces have entered Egypt. As I expected, this is a foolish move by Mussolini, but like Hitler, he will no doubt force his commanders to... And then he says, hey, dash law. Damn it, you know, this may become a problem. You need to fill in the blank. Your pounds window starts now. I received pounds from team number 4. Pounds window close in 5, 4.
2 is bouncing.
Okay. 2 is bouncing.
Did you get it?
1, go. Okay, I received 3 pounces from team number 4, team number 2, and team number 3. Okay. And it is directed to team number 5. Team number 5, what is your answer?
Godwin's law. Godwin's law.
Could you again?
Godwin's law.
Yes. That is absolutely correct. This is the Godwin's law, which says that as the length of an internet discussion increases, the probability of the mention of Nazis or Hitler increases. That is brilliantly worked out by team number 5. Sadly, team number 3 said Murphy's law and will be getting a negative. And everyone else, team number 4 and team number 2 gets it correct on the pounds. Okay. So we'll be moving on to the next question, which will be directed to team number 4. I will again play a voice clip. You just need to identify the voice. Directed to team number 4, open to everyone else on the pounds.
Aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bound in by the bombing. Buildings are broken, basically I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes, casualties, canceling cats, got their canopies collapsing. Detonate a dank daily do and go. Demonstrations, Don Dada on the down low. Eating other editors with each and every energetic, epileptic episode, elevated etiquette. Furious, fat, fabulous, fantastic. Flurries of funk felt feeding the fanatics. Gift got great, global goods gone glorious. Getting godly in his...
Okay. Pounds window starts now.
Again, identifying who?
Identify the voice, just the voice. Pounds window will be closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody is pounced. Direct to team 4. Team 4, what would be your guess?
I mean, absolutely clueless, but I'm going to say Kanye West.
Okay, that is a good guess coming from the rap, but unfortunately not the correct one. Team number 3.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Divergent guess. Unfortunately not the correct one. Team number 3. Sorry, team number 2.
I'll say Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Okay. Interesting guess. Team number 1.
Is it Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama. Another interesting guess. Not really. Team number 6.
Well, I don't know what he won Grammy for, but I think this is
he won the Grammy for a spoken word thing, not a rap. Okay, good guess again, but unfortunately not the correct one. Team number 5.
Is this MC Hawking?
MC?
Hawking.
No, unfortunately not the correct answer. I will go to the answer.
Official amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things. Broken barriers bound in by the bombing. Buildings are broken, basically I'm bombarded.
So the topmost comment on the YouTube video was that Harry Potter can rap. So indeed he can, but nobody cracked this question.
I could figure that it's going alphabetically. I could figure that it's going alphabetically, just couldn't connect the dots.
I thought Harry Potter at some point of time. Thought, but didn't go at that time.
You should have gone with your gut feeling. Okay. Next question would be direct to team number 3. So this is the currency of a certain country. You need to identify this is the currency of which country and what is it called. You would see that the country is written in italics, so that might mean something. The pounds window is starting now and will be closing in 10 seconds. Pounds window closes in 3, 2, and 1. Nobody has pounced.
Could you give me 1 second?
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'll just check.
Okay.
I mean it's.
Okay. Team number 5, I have received your pounds. Okay. Team number 3. Team number 3, it's your direct.
Sorry. Is it Antarctica?
Antarctica would be a good guess, but no, unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. Moving on to team number 2.
So looking at the image, it looks like something to do with the essentially the plastic wastage in the sea. So probably some Pacific island. I'll just go with Fiji.
You will go with Fiji. Okay, that is not a correct answer. Team number 1.
And currency, I'll just called one.
Sorry?
My second half is remaining. Right?
Yeah. Please.
The second half is remaining, right? I haven't understood that.
Yeah.
For second half, because it's D, I'll say debris.
From D, you were saying debris. Okay.
Yeah, because it's plastic waste.
Okay. Team number 1.
This is actually an imaginary country of debris which is floating in the oceans. The waste which human beings throw into that. So they have made an imaginary country of waste which is floating in the oceans.
I would need the actual keyword, the name of the country and the currency. What is it called?
Yeah, I don't remember it. I knew this, but I don't remember it.
Okay, moving on to team number 6.
Yeah, I think D could be since one said that these are waste. I think D could be debris, something like or any other synonym for waste. Debris.
Okay, your answer for the currency is debris or the country? The currency.
It's written D100.
Okay, so the currency is the debris. Okay, what would be the country?
No idea. Plastic island.
Okay. Team 5 has bounced. Team 4.
Thanks to Anu. I didn't recognize the country, but trash isles and debris.
Okay, and the country?
Trash isles.
Okay. That is the actual answer. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch or the Trash Isles, and the currency is debris. So full 10 points to team number 4, 5 points to team number 2 for mentioning debris, and 10 points on the pounds to team number 5, who has given me both the parts correctly. Okay. Brilliantly worked out.
Team 6 is team 6 going to get part points?
No, sadly, because the debris was already mentioned by team number 2, so you won't be getting any points for debris. Okay. So we have come almost to the end. There are like 2 more questions. So let's do a like quick recap of the scores, and then we will move on to the other questions. So I will tell, and you please tally with your own scores. Okay. So according to me, team number 1 is at 65.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Team number 2 is at 95. Is that correct?
Yes, 95.
Team number 3 is at 25. Is that correct?
25. Yes, sir. 25.
Okay. Team number 4 is at 115. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Team number 5 is at 100. Is that correct?
Actually, I didn't keep scores for this.
Okay, so you have to take my word for it. You are at 100, and team number 6 is at 55.
I think it's 70. I'm at 20.
Okay, just a minute.
I'm not. I need to be sure. Just a second. One.
No, I think you are at 55.
Yeah. Sorry, right. I think.
You got 2 negatives. Right. 1.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, correct. Sorry.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. So according to the current standings, team number 4 is leading with 115, and team number 5 is at the second spot at 100. We have just 2 more questions to go. The penultimate question. This would be a direct to team number 4, I guess. Team number 3? Team 4. Yeah. Team 4 gave the correct answer. It would be direct to team 3. Okay. So the penultimate question of the quiz directly to team 3. So this is an ad, and you need to give who came up with this ad a few decades ago. And the pounds window starts now. Window will be closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I don't see any bouncers. Team number 3. Team number 3. What would be your guess?
Is it like Wadias?
That is an excellent guess, actually. Moving on to team number 2. Team number 2, Akash.
Yeah. I would say this should be that for the Tata Airlines. Before Air India came along, it should be Tata Airlines, right? So we are twice Air India.
Okay, that is a very good guess and a correct one at that. This is indeed Indian Airlines, earlier erstwhile known as the Tata Airlines, and you are absolutely correct. You get a plus 10 on the bounce. We have come to the last question of this quiz, which would be a direct question to team number 1 and open to everyone else on the pounds. The final question of the FunGen Fundraiser quiz coming up on your screen right now. Sorry. We have 2 more questions. Yeah. Sorry. I'm really sorry. This is the penultimate question. Okay. So this is a clip which I will play, and you have to tell from which famous novel with mythological backgrounds this is taken. Okay. So I will be playing the clip right now.
You see me here as Kalima, the nurturer,
You, that girl, perhaps you would understand me better as Smashing Girl, the Destroyer. So do we understand each other?
Okay, the pounce window will start now. I'll be closing the pounce window in 5, 4. Team number 3 is has.
I was
writing.
Sorry, yeah, team number
started counting three, so
I got team number 3's pounce. I will consider this one, and no other pounces. So direct to team number 1. Team number 1, what would be your answer?
No idea. Pass.
Passing on to team number 6. Team number 6, Prem, do you have any guess? I'll be passing it over to team number 5. Team number 6, are you there? You are there in the mid, right? Okay. Team number 5 is passing. Team number 4.
I have no idea. I'm going to get Neil Gaiman and American Gods.
Neil Gaiman and American Gods without any idea is absolutely brilliantly correct. That is a great guess.
Just based on Amazon Prime. Seriously.
Yes, you take clues from the smallest of things. That is indeed brilliant quizzing by team number 4. And so finally, it's the final question. The final question would be direct to team number 3. Sorry, I forgot to mention team number 3 wrote Bachelor of Arts and would sadly get a negative on the pounce, negative -5. The final question to team number 3, direct and open to everyone on the pounce, is this one. The title of this song literally translates to The Light of My Soul. The lyricist of the song said that the director approved the song the moment he heard it. The actor on whom the song is portrayed said that it was by far the best song in his or her entire career. Which award-winning song is this? I will start the pounce window right now. Look for clues in the question itself. The pounce window closes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Direct to team number 3. Team number 3, what would be your answer?
Something like pass.
Passing on, team number 2. Team number 2, do you have any guess, Akash?
No, I'll pass.
Team number 1.
No idea. Pass.
Team number 6.
Yeah, so I'm to Bollywood side. Amit Khan said that Tanhaiya from Dil Chahta Hai has been his favorite song.
That is a pretty good guess, but sadly not the correct one. Team number 5.
I'll pass.
5 passing the final pass to team number 4. Team number 4, do you have an answer?
No idea.
No.
I'm guessing it's Bollywood, but no idea.
Guessing it's Bollywood. Okay. So the final question of the quiz gets unanswered, and let's just move on to the answer. The answer is Channa Meria, which means light of the soul. And since this is the final question, this would be the final ending, and I will take goodbyes from this question, and hopefully you enjoyed the quiz.
Yeah, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So
Thanks.
yeah, thanks. So according to the scorecard, the winner of the quiz is team number 4, Vikas, with 125 points, and coming up second with 105 points is team number 2, Akash. Am I right? Yeah. And closely behind is with 100 points is team number 5, Rehan. It was a really good fight. You guys cracked like some amazing answers, and it was overall a brilliant round of quizzing. Thanks a lot for joining in. The winners, please ping me in WhatsApp for your prizes, and I will see you later in some other quizzes. Hopefully, I'll see you there.